Okay, who's got questions? Anybody got questions? You know, everybody's shy. Nobody's got questions. And then at the end, when I say, okay, that's it, everybody's... Oh. Want to come up? It just makes it easier. Okay, so what's your question?
I just wanted to ask a bit more about Dazzle. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Are they just not going to go down the healthy path?
I don't know. It could be I'm not the right path, you know? You got to understand that, you know? Not everybody's meant for everybody, you know? And I'll be honest with you. I think they're caught up in the system. I think the system isn't free, and they think it is. She said she'd rather go with her medical team.
They could do both, couldn't they?
Well, that, but I know. But the reality is that you don't try to sell something to somebody when they don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I 10 years ago I would have said, "Oh my gosh, you could do the natural route and you can do the medical route." But when you know somebody's going, "Wow, we can't do these lifestyle changes."
It's hard to imagine, isn't it, when it means life or death, whether you're going to drink enough proper water and, you know.
No, not really. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen, if you knew how many people I've seen take their own lives. And I'm not saying she is. I'm not saying that. But if we're talking about not her right now, okay? And why don't you just be honest for a second? You all run a program, and oh my God, it's 3:15. It's time to punch myself in the face. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm depressed. Well, because you're running a program. We all run a program. I used to run a program, and I mean, I was always fairly happy, you know. I never got into these long depressions that people do. And there is no such thing as depression. You do know there's only such thing as a story. So whatever story you tell, there's an outcome. There's an outcome to every story. You do get that, right? Yeah. And if you tell a different story, there's a different outcome. And the reality is most people, they told the story so long enough, it's the only one they know. Yeah. You do know that Christopher Columbus didn't sit down and eat with the Indians. He ate the Indians. No. I mean, are we done yet? I don't celebrate any celebrations. No, name one. I don't celebrate any celebrations.
Birthday?
No, I do not celebrate my birthday. I do not celebrate any celebrations. Do I, Lori? No. I celebrate every given moment that I have. And guess what? I don't celebrate any celebrations. And I'm not telling you that, oh God, what an old fart, he won't come over for Christmas. I'll go, but I'm not going to play the game. I'm not going to go over there for a whole bunch of drinks. I mean, think about it. Most people, when there's a celebration, they go, holy shit, I can get drunk and I won't even stick out. Holy crap, I can eat tons of sugar and flour, okay, and I can eat like crap and I won't even stick out because everybody else does it. And I can do my addiction and just blow my brain and nobody will know. I don't play that crap. You need to understand something. All summer long, everybody goes for it all summer long, okay, until you're too burnt out. And then guess what? When the summer ends and we don't have all the partying that we do, guess what? They introduced what? Halloween. So now we've got Halloween, so we eat a ton of crap and sugar. And all that crap and sugar was to rot out the teeth of the children so that the children will actually then have mercury fillings, which they call silver fillings, which are 47% mercury, to put in their mouth so it would kill their pineal gland. Okay? But the parents will just let them eat the crap. Okay? And then they'll complain about how the kids got rotten teeth. And then right after Halloween, now we got Thanksgiving, where the adults get to have Halloween and they get to overeat and drink. Right? Yes or no? Okay, then guess what? Right after that, what do we get? Okay? We get Christmas. So now we get to overeat and drink, and there's hardly any sunlight. And well, for us there, it's sunnier here. But the reality is everybody now is overeating. And understand, does everybody know what a virus is? Did you know that you only are going to get a cold and a flu if your cells have to get rid of man-made poisons? Mm-hmm. Did you know that? So did you know that if you're going to do sugar, if you're going to do flour, if you're going to do alcohol, and you're going to do all these toxic poisons, your cells have to get rid of it. And man-made poisons like heavy metals and chemicals and GMOs, your fungus, your bacteria, and your worms won't eat them because it'll kill them. They're not stupid like you. Yeah, you think I'm kidding? That's real science. That's real science. So what happens is, how many people know that a virus is a solvent? Yeah. How many people know that there are like almost 300 different solvents in the body that go in to help to dissolve the heavy metals, the chemicals, the GMOs, and the man-made poisons, and then that comes out, and guess what? Because it's not a bacteria or a fungus or a parasite eating it, it has to drip out. So it's going to drip out your vagina, your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your anus. Or it's going to be as a fever to burn off the infection so you sweat it out. It's not rocket science. I don't have flus. I don't have colds. You'll never hear, oh my God, Dr. Wolf had to cancel his thing because he had a cold, he had a flu, he had a fever. I mean, now if a child has a fever, they rush them to the hospital, and they used to just go and get warm water and do an enema, and guess what? The fever's down in 20 minutes. But no, we have to freak the kid out, run it to the doctor, have it sit there. Oh, you're going to be okay, Jimmy. You're going to be okay. Well, you know what? Jimmy's got a fever because you're boiling. His body's trying to boil the infection out. And all you had to do was a warm water, structured water enema, maybe put some tummy love in there, and it would be gone in 20 minutes, the fever. And everybody could go to bed. No, but we got to have Jimmy, little Jimmy or the little baby, be very sick, have a fever, and drag it all out, do the trauma.
And then teaching Jimmy that as well. Right?
Well, that's right. Well, that's all they know. I mean, you know, when a child falls off the swing, if the parents just went,
yeah,
you got it. This time do a backflip. But no, we do. So the kid freaks out.
Are those cameras on?
What? Yeah. So anyways, you know what? It's like this. Love them anyway. So it doesn't matter. When you give a gift, when you give your time, when you try to help someone and they go, I'm not buying it, that's fine. That's fine. And that's why you're all pissed off. Because you think that people should be you. You think that they should believe in your beliefs. You know, you think that people you love are supposed to change because you know better. And you run around trying to fix people that they don't need your fixing. And it's because you don't want to fix yourself. Because that would be a selfish act. Meanwhile, you would save a life and it would be your own. And you would have a great life. But no, you got to go run around and prove to everybody that you've got self-worth. So when he said that, I just said, look, just make sure you take a look at nebulizing, because if she's got a lung problem, I hope you know this. This is a true story. Is this true, Lori? In the last 6 weeks, we've had a person that's over the age of 80 and one over the age of 70 that had stage 4 inflammation, which they call cancer. And we did just the Perfect Day diet. We did the non-surgical on their lungs. And we did some cellsonic, and we had them nebulize as if they were addicted to the infinite iodine and the silver bullet liquid and the Bright Eyes nanodrops. And guess what? It took 6 weeks. And they went back in, and there's no sign of it in their lungs. And we're talking about over 70 and over 80. You understand something, everybody. There are no diseases. There's just inflammation caused from infection. And the infection is physical because you had mental infection about yourself, belief systems that made you do things that disrespected, dishonored you. That's it. There's no more to it than that. And understand something. Most doctors, most practitioners, even natural practitioners, do not understand health. They do not understand health at all. And I'm telling you that right now. Did you know that there are like 100 times more natural health practitioners than there are medical doctors? Meanwhile, everybody's getting sicker. And that's because they don't bring out the thunder. The thunder is giving back the power to your patients. Look it, if you want to be busy forever as a practitioner, then you make sure that your patients become practitioners and they heal themselves. You want to have everybody talking about how, oh man, I've been going to her for like a year. Nobody comes to us for even more than 3 months. And if they're really ill, not ill, if they're really toxic, it might be 6 months. But you shouldn't have to go that long. And the only reason why you have to go to somebody long is because they're treating you, not training you. And guess what? We don't want to manage pain. We want to learn how to master pain. And how many people here know that pain is just a GPS? And if you're in pain all the time, you are disrespecting, dishonoring yourself, and you have a self-hate for yourself. Everybody here that has a chronic disease has a self-hate running going on. Oh, if you had self-love going on, you wouldn't have a disease, because a disease is just a symptom that has never been treated properly. And the reality is it's a message from your body that you can't love me. And then you can just say, piss off, I've been trying to kill you. And that's what you've been trying to do. And guess what? You'll opt for cookies. You'll opt for alcohol. You'll opt for the party. Just somebody love me, for God's sakes. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Just look what they've done to us. High vibrational beings, and brought us down to rotting physical matter. And that's exactly right. How many people know that every disease means that part of your body's rotting out? If you were to open up that part of your body, it would smell like dead flesh, or rotting flesh, actually, if you were to open it up. How many people know that people with halitosis, are parasitical right through their whole body? How many people know that you cannot have an autoimmune disease and not have parasites throughout your body? How many people know that you do not eat the parasites in your food? You actually created them from the invisible within inside your body, because you became a swamp here first. How many people know that I'll never have a worm? Well, there is one crawling right here, and it eats the dead skin that falls down. Yeah, he crawls back and forth, and he eats the dead skin. And I do have worms, but they're good ones. I don't have bad worms. What do you think of bad worms?